manager. We've actually discussed this earlier when I became chair, and the mayor and I had phone calls together along with city manager and our acting superintendent. And so we've met a couple of times, I guess, at least once or twice. This is something that's needed. You know, in order for us to be one city, it starts with communication. And this is what we kind of lack. We do a lot of talking, but not a lot of listening to each other. And so today is just kind of the beginning of this listening to one another. The big picture is all the money comes from one pot, one big bucket. Most of the money we get from the state for the public, and we get a little bit from the Fed, and the rest of the money comes from the city. And so the city and the school board, we must decide on where's the priority of education for our particular city. Where does it lie? Most people move to our city, you know, they move to a city, first thing you say, how's the school? And so if you don't know, and like I said again, as Bert mentioned, we've done a pretty good job on what the money we have gotten, with a 93.4% on-time graduation rate this year, with 65% of our kids on free or reduced lunch. We have a 2.3% dropout rate. That's a total of about 43 kids. 19 of those kids were incarcerated. So we're ahead about 23 kids that we really lost that didn't graduate on time. So when I hear this, that Newport News are bad, that school systems are bad, we are excelling better than our suburban schools. And so this system of options, you know, when the last time you took a vacation in your neighborhood? I don't care where you live, South District, Central District, or North District, you always took somewhere. You took a plane, you took a train, you took a boat. If you didn't have any problem with that transportation, right, it was about the experience when you got there. That's what our buses do. It's not about that kid riding the bus from the north to the south, south to the north. It's about the experience when they get there. And that's the makeup of this country, about our city. You know, about this big race thing that we've got to keep kids in this particular area. You know, if you look at our city, about 26 miles long and 3 miles wide, we have no other choice than bus folks. If you go to Hampton, they don't bus kids anywhere in their magnet program. I was talking to a young lady the other day, had 5 kids with the 5 different schools in our city. That's unheard of. That's unheard of in an urban school district with 64% of your kids on free or reduced lunch. And so yes, we are producing good kids. I heard that right. Our kids, making sure those kids when they graduate and matriculate, and when they go to college, they for them to come back. And that's the issue that we have about having them come back. You know, it's about having them come back. So we are educating kids. And so when I do hear this stuff in the city that our kids are not ready, our kids are not qualified, I says, let me see that application. Where did that kid graduate from? Did he graduate from Huntington? Or did he graduate from Heritage? I said, but you know what? They graduated from Walsingham and Williamsburg. That's where they graduated from. But we never hear that. That's because the jobs are here in Newport News. That's why we hear that the kids are not ready, because the jobs are here in Newport News. So that's where there's no job, very few jobs in Hampton or in York County. They come here to Newport News. Companies wouldn't invest in Newport News as they did today in the ceremony. They wouldn't come here if they didn't have a means of kids and a supply of kids that could possibly work for those organizations. This is a great city. Great things are happening in Newport News City, and great things are happening in Newport News Public Schools. I'm gonna get that across to you. This is a wonderful, a phenomenal city, and we're just talking about numbers right now. That's all we're talking about. Numbers, how much we need for X, Y, Z. These two groups will get together. We will have future conversations where we will come up with what's best, with input from our citizens, what's best for our kids, to move our kids and move this city forward. So again, thank you for coming out.
But I do want to say, as we're talking about race, you know, we do have a lot of people, particularly to talk about race, if we have African American people who are from here, but when I've taken a tour of a lot of our businesses, you rarely see any black people, and I'm an integration baby, so black was the term for us then. You barely see any black people on the job. So So when we talk about race and education, we need to really talk about it. Because in these businesses in Newport News, I feel sad at some businesses I've gone to when I don't see a single black person here in this city. And when Betty Dixon was on the school board talking about busing, I went to one of her meetings. We got some people, teachers, whose conversation is that when the black children come up there, the white people try to get all their children in the tag program so they won't have to be around the black kids. I'd rather for my black children to stay in this neighborhood and have support than to go up there and be unwanted and mess up their self-worth from negative comments or unwanted things. Or people, I've conversated with people, some of these conversations have surprised me, that say our school system is bad. Why? Because black people in there. Students. This is some conversations people had with me in the city. So when we talk about it, we need to really lay the cards on the table.
Well, I think today, particularly you mentioned, I think we're beginning to see businesses and industry, especially those who have gone through what you just talked about. We had a minority female leader of a Fortune 500 company today put down roots in this community and say, we are going to help change things. And as industry and businesses continue to do that, I think we're going to see this city continue to progress. And I'm very pleased that she did that and is speaking out very much STEM-oriented and trying to go through the barriers that she had to go through. Other kids may not have to go through that. So I think, like you said, I think things are looking good. I'm just putting out the things that I hope we're going to continue to discuss. Those issues that you brought up, we definitely need to approach. And as I said, there's a balance. There is a balance that we have to find that will help this community. Yes, ma'am.
I just, for closing comments, I wanted to express kudos to Newport Public Schools because you all do a phenomenal job with the certifications that's required for students for graduation. So I think we are meeting that need for the job market in some of the industries that are there. And when I went to the meeting last Thursday, to see all of the certifications, 2 pages worth of what our students are required to take or can take and be certified in an industry before they even graduate from high school. So I want to say kudos to you for that. But I do want to say that, Mr. Hunter, you said it's an experience when you get there. Huntington was home, and it was the experience when we got there. All right, and we were not integrated, but it was the experience when we got there that made the difference. And if I'm going to be somewhere and I know that I'm going to be nurtured, I know you care about me, then I'm going to prosper and I'm going to excel. And yet there's some folks in high places who think that because they come from Huntington or come from downtown, that they're not going to be successful. And I say that's not true. But it's the experience that they get when they get there, that people care about them, that I think we need to make sure we're maintaining in this community.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
Closing comment, please. One question. Mr. Dickinson, when was the last time you had an instructional audit of the Newport News Public Schools? Last night I'm going through some papers. I've been on a job and I found a book yay thick and it was an instructional audit from maybe 2006.
Dr. Newsom did a big
Yeah,
instructional audit.
so when is the last time you all have done one?
We go to state every year on an audit. Now, an external auditor, that would have been the last time we had an external.
Just instructional, not total, just instructional.
Because it comes with a pretty high price tag to have an outside agency
So
audit.
it's not been one that you know of since then?
Internally, yes. External with the State Department, yes. They've reviewed our instructional curriculum. That's a yearly thing we do with them. But an external, I forget the name of the organization that did it, I was the principal at the time. An external audit, that was the last time we had an external audit come in to do it.
Well, also, I just want to thank the school board members for being with us today. I mean, this exchange of information was very valuable. And what I will like to give you guys kudos on as the options that you are offering to our kids. And life is about options, and some of what I'm hearing here, I'm not that familiar with Horizons, so somebody needs to take me on a tour here, and I would like to know more of what's going on there. But I think as we continue to look at the job market, and as the chair so eloquently said, all the kids aren't going to college, but being able to be a certified welder or a certified mechanic or a certified IT person, cybersecurity is taken off. In Northern Virginia, I have a nephew who's 28 years old. He makes $150,000 a year, you know, but he does have a degree, a master's. But there are certificate programs for cybersecurity and IT and those other things. So I think that the school board has done a fine job of diversifying the type of education that our kids will receive. But I'm always mindful of all the other issues that all of my other colleagues have mentioned here today. And I just hope that we can continue to work together for the interest of our students and the children, and so that businesses will continue to come here to locate in the city. But thank you all again for your time and space.
Absolutely. All minds clear? Then we want to thank you again, school board members and staff, for making this possible. We look forward to the next event. We have the adjourned meeting.